You are now experiencing the No Invite Podcast. Blaze. No Invite Podcast.
Okay, this is the No Motherfucking Invite Podcast, and we're here and we've been here. That's why you need it closer.
I know. I think it's good. Like,
you're
can
good.
You hear me? Okay. Like,
yeah, you're great. You're
this?
great. Like I said, when you were making all those weird grunts and noises and shit,
you were recording.
I was recording. That's why when you're like, yeah, this is what you should get. The audience ain't gonna get that because that might be for the greatest hits.
Fucking put that
but
in public.
From the moment that I said the No Invite Podcast,
don't ever put that out on the public domain, please, sir.
That'll remain locked in the G files right there. How y'all doing, everybody? I hope y'all had a good week. I know that we've been I have been, because when I say I have, because I am Mr. Unconsistently inconsistent sometimes. So
he is perfectly imperfect.
Mm-hmm. But as y'all can hear, we got Patty in the building. 16th World, what's happening?
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. This is Sunday. Hopefully it'll be out tonight. If I ain't stupid lollygagging and shit, I'll probably have this out tonight for you guys for your enjoyment. And how you been?
I am good, sir. I am good.
You good, huh?
I'm good.
What's the latest?
The same, just always just trying to do it one day at a time. Live life, be happy.
Yeah. Especially in these times, shit.
Do good and be good.
Do good, be good, eat good, sleep good.
Survive this apocalypse like everyone else.
Yeah, like, for reals. Hey, who the fuck ever thought the apocalypse would take this fucking long, bro?
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Just playing.
I seen a meme that said that the other day. I was like, yo, that shit's so true and so not true at the same time. It's like, fuck. But, we live in,
they
like
said
you're
the
saying.
apocalypse has been occurring for, thousands of years if you, consider different theories.
Well, yeah, the way
the end of days is not, this short era. It's
just happening,
because how long have humans been here?
Yeah. And maybe that's what, with the Mayan stuff, how everybody expected, in 2012 with the Mayans, the world's going to blow up or whatever.
1 year,
maybe that was the end, really. They're like, yo, from this thing forward, it will never be the same. And think about it, it really hasn't.
Why can't we have normal conversations? This is just how we just jump right into the fucking podcast. Just alternate dimensions and concepts of time and...
But, this is how we talk for real. When we... No.
Testing the waters here. No sticking our toes in here.
Hell no. We would jump right into it. As you could see, like I said, I was recording you before you even knew. We just run in. We run right into this shit.
You are supposed to inform individuals when they're being fucking recorded.
Before I leave, I'm going to play back that.
Fucking bastard.
I'm going to play those grunts back.
Sneaky bastard.
I'm going to play those grunts back for you before we leave. But, like you said, we just living, the No Invite Podcast. We're here for you. We're trying to be consistent in an inconsistent world, in a crazy world. I'm doing my best to share what I can with you, that I can. The dedication, the sweat, the tears, the deodorant sticks, all that, you know what I mean?
The bad, the ugly.
The ugly.
The beautiful.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's funny that, like you said, we can't have normal conversations, because really, one of the things I wanted to fucking talk about was, I wanted to talk to you about the fucking aliens. You seen that, right? The report that came out?
Which one? There's been a few.
Yeah, but the latest one that I seen, unless there's been another one since then, they were saying that the Pentagon's going to drop some papers confirming that they found otherworldly, what do they call it? Vehicles. There we go. Otherworldly
not
vehicles.
Not of this planet.
Not of this planet.
Or they have knowledge or information on it, correct? Or something like that.
Yeah, that's what they said. What do you think about that shit, though?
I don't know. I don't know nothing. I have no idea.
Yeah, anymore, huh? You thought you knew, huh?
No, because when I just look up in the stars and then they say that there's more stars in the galaxy than there are grains of sand on Earth, and then it's like a numbers game. It's like the odds are we are the only intelligent life form out there, advanced intelligent life form civilization out there. It just doesn't sound.
It doesn't sound realistic, yeah.
But maybe we are, maybe we aren't. But I just don't. I don't know.
Now, do you subscribe to the what do you think? Do you think that it's all kinds of different aliens, or is there just one type of alien that's coming to our planet?
I don't know. I don't know. Why would you come here?
I mean, obviously some of them are fucking perverts because you heard the stories and shit about getting probed and all that shit. So you know these motherfuckers.
I just seen Paul too. Remember that movie Paul? Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck is up with humans obsessed with being probed? I think that's a
they say
valid human fantasy. I don't know if that has anything to do with
they say
because as far as we know, extraterrestrial beings don't even have organs like that. Like, what if they're asexual?
Yeah, what if they're curious because you do and they're fucking over there exploring your organs and shit? Like,
this is what alien Diz would be thinking about.
I don't put it.
This is what alien alternate dimension Diz is on. Like, in alternate dimensions, he's real weird. Like,
I would tell you like I don't know about that, but I would tell you like this. It's funny that it's because all things. The reason why I say that too is because it's in the culture for a reason. All things came from something, right? So even a rumor or something
what if they're interested because they don't have it and you do.
They're like, look, they're like,
that's as legit. Like,
yo, I don't know why they do the shit that they do. I'm just trying to make sure that they don't do it to me. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I said. What kind of fucking aliens are y'all out there? You know what I mean? You gotta watch out.
They're gonna do it to you.
Fuck that. I'm the one that does the doing.
I make me bleed my own blood.
I make me bleed my own blood. Nobody make me do shit.
He'll be in a spaceship, be like, no, back up. If I'm gonna have this happen, I'ma do it. Give me this. Give me that instrument. I'ma do it.
Fuck no, they gonna have to kill me.
This is gonna have to happen. I'ma do it.
They gonna have to kill me. That's what I'm saying. Like, what kind are y'all hostile? I mean, cause I'm open for the whole. If you're a peaceful like race and y'all can put us onto game and shit, then that's what we need.
It's like Avengers, like where there's like a whole bunch of different beings and worlds, or
I think so, cause the odds are that like you said, the odds are bad that we're alone out here by ourselves, right? And just imagine the shit. Just think of the shit that we imagine as people. You know, is it so far-fetched for there to be other planets that are way distant and beyond where people look completely different like us, or the beings look different like us, or some of them might look similar characteristics?
I always thought we were weird looking things. Like, out of everything that we could be, God like designed us. Like, we have 5 fingers and like noses and feet. Feet are weird.
Feet are definitely weird. Feet are definitely weird. I am not a fan of feet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some people really like that shit.
I love my feet. Don't get me wrong. I love my feet, but it's just like, we are some weird looking creatures.
Is that why when people get hella stoned, they stare at their hands and they be like, "Oh, what's wrong with me? Like why do my hands look like this? Why am I? I could feel my hair growing." We were talking about that the other day. I was telling people about prior experiences with what do you call that? Hallucinogenics. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we spoke about that a couple episodes ago. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
You've talked about that several times on several episodes.
No, but I didn't tell you the stories. I just talked about how I felt, or like it was cool. I really dropped some stories, like some shit that we did that was fucking hilarious. And it's like, I do not recommend that anyone do nothing under duress or any kind of
operate heavy machinery
or anything. Don't do shit you're not in for. You know what I mean? You know, it's for some people could handle it. Some people are open-minded, and other people like they'll have the bad trip and fucking because earth and reality shatters for them, and it's like, bro, you're just high. Like, calm down.
Sometimes it does though. It makes them have existential.
Well, that's what they say it's for. Mm-hmm. That's what they say it's for. I think we talked about the place in Mexico, and they had it's a whole town. It's the only place in Mexico that shrooms is legit.
No, I don't think that we talked about that.
We might have. I might have brushed upon it or something. But anyway, short story. I seen it on Vice because you know Vice always got that dope content from like other countries and shit like that, right? So I seen it on Vice, and there's basically a village out in Mexico, a small village, where it's legal. It's legit to actually eat shrooms, and that's kind of like their niche thing. So people from all over the world come to this ranch, and when they first get there, they give them a cup of tea with shrooms on it, and then they give them a packet of shrooms, and they have them sit there, they chop it up with them, boom, they get rooms, they check in, they drink their tea, and then they're free to roam around the whole ranch and do whatever the fuck they want. And ranch or area, right? I don't know I don't remember exactly. It's been a while and I'm a stoner, so. So, you know, they get the whole experience. They get to trip out and walk around and feel like, you know what I mean?
In like a safe space.
Yeah, and the reason why they're legitimizing them in a lot of states is because it has shown, you know, instances where it has helped people with addiction and depression and other stuff like that.
Several health benefits.
Yeah, so, I mean, if something, I'm going to tell you like this. I feel like if something grows naturally on Earth, it has a purpose. sometimes we abuse or misuse those things and not for their intended purpose, but it all has a purpose if it came naturally from Earth. And shrooms came from Earth. You know what I mean? And it's derived, and it's
we've all evolved with each other within like the sort of species and fauna and animals.
So that's my stance on it. But you just can't abuse anything. You shouldn't be abusing nothing. You know, when it comes down to stuff like that, you should always be of age. You know, whatever the age is. And
I even tell that with people who do and fuck with trees.
Oh, yeah?
Like, and CBD oil or edibles. I'm like, it's still medication. It's still a substance that can
it is
your mental state. So, don't be listening to somebody who's like, and you've never done an edible or smoked before in your life, and somebody's like, just eat this whole cookie. You'll feel fine. Do not do that.
Oh man, I got bamboozled like that before. I don't know if I told the story on
people like to see other people trip out and like laugh at them and shit like that.
This was some years back, and this was before.
So I even tell people like, be cool with trees too. Like if you never smoked before, if you never had an edible, like be cool. It's a mind altering substance still, but it is medicinal. Like, but it's still medicine. Any medicine you can overuse any sort of medicine.
For sure. And I've seen it firsthand.
And so what you were saying.
But yeah, no, I was saying like this is the whole. Like I've had that happen to me. Like, and I'm somebody that fucking that's ate a share of edibles and smoked a share of tree, right? But my friend a few years back, he went to the cannabis club for me, you know, because we used to do that whenever we'd go make cannabis club rooms for each other before they were actually like just everywhere.
Yes.
So
where you actually had to have a card.
We had to have a card and go to a doctor, and like, get your shit and all that, right?
Yeah.
So he would do that. He would do that for me, and I remember he pulled up. It was the eve. He was going the day before 420.
Okay.
And I'm like,
and what era is this?
This is like not
early
that far
2000s?
ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying, something like that. So what's it called? He gave me the edibles, right? And he's like, here, you want to split this with me? He goes, you want this? And I'm like, sure. It was like a little extra edible, a small square. It was like probably a little bit bigger than a stamp.
Okay.
Right? And he was like, yeah, for all y'all that don't know what stamp is, Google it. People don't know, gotta say. Well, yeah, it was about the size of a stamp. He go, and I was like, okay, cool, right on. He's like, no, but if you take it, you gotta eat it now. And I'm like, how much is this, bro? He goes, oh man, it's just 80 milligrams. It's nothing, bro. I eat 2 of them and I'm good. I'm like, oh, okay, he eats 2. I can eat half. I eat half what he does. He's good. Ate it.
Half?
Lay down. No, I ate the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
It was like I said, a little square, small as fuck. I ate the whole thing, went and lay down because I knew I had to go to work the next day. You know what I'm saying? Just started a job. You know what I'm saying? So I went and I laid down. I went and laid down. I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I'm sweating. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And I'm looking around and I'm like, bro, I know this feeling. I was like, oh no. Oh no. I was like, I'm fucking annihilated right now. And I gotta go and I gotta get up. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and I gotta go to work. I gotta get up to go to work at 5. I'm like, oh no. I was like, I'm gonna be at work all fucking destroyed. Like, oh no. Like, this was horrible, bro. No, it's my stoner voice, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's how I felt like. I was like, fuck. And I just remember, like, the whole day I'm trying to hide it. And I'm like, lucky for me, where I worked at, I was by myself all the time. So
yeah,
it was like, I wasn't bothering nobody. I wasn't operating no heavy machinery or nothing. So relax out there, you know what I mean? You know, it's just me, you know. I done seen motherfuckers come to work worse.
Was your boy still with you when you were like...
Yes, I was moving slow.
Were you mad at him the whole time when you woke up? Were you like...
No, I wasn't mad because you know what? That's just my dumb ass. I know what the fuck I got myself into, but then I also learned a valuable lesson. It's like whatever.
No, bro, I'm just be able to fucking trust you. What the fuck? Like, no, I'm supposed to be able to trust your judgment. Don't be fucking lying on me.
He's that kind of guy though, so it probably only was like 2 of them to get him that way. But for me, we different body size. Okay. We different tolerance. I don't do that shit all the time. You feel me? Like I had him go to because it was 420.
Who will fuck with people just to do it because they like laughing at people.
Nah, hell
like, you
no.
know what I mean? No, like, seeing people trip out and shit like that. So I know people who will like do that on purpose
ruthless.
just to. Bro, that's just how they are. They don't. They really don't mean nothing by it too. They just fucking assholes. Like,
they're just assholes, and you know, and then it's not like they're gonna put you in harm's way. They're gonna be there with you, and
but they think it's hilarious, and they're all fucked up. So they want somebody fucked up with them. So it's like.
Yeah, that you hit it right on the head. I know a couple people like that too. In fact, some of my best friends at first, I didn't like them for shit. All we did was argue, like, all the fucking time, and always clown on each other. And it wasn't like, it was like, because we were all
kind
friends.
of annoying. Like.
Yeah, it was like, damn, bro, fucking want to slap you, bro. Then he's like, probably wanted to slap me too. I probably annoyed the fuck out of him too. But they ended up being my best fucking friend. You know what I mean?
That's the same way with me. Like, some of the people that I'm closest with, we've argued like crazy. Like,
crazy. That's a fact. These are all facts,
like,
people.
Usually the people that I'm like the closest with.
These are all facts, people. So, what's it called? This is hella funny. Funny shit be happening to me all the time. I be trying to like, I swear to God, I feel like, I'm not gonna say I feel like Forrest Gump, but I feel like Forrest Gump. Like,
but I feel like Forrest
Gump. I'll be like there, and whenever I pull up, like something happens out of the ordinary that never happens or is rare, like a rare thing, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing though. Like,
I be questioning myself on those types of things all the time.
Like, why am I always
Is that too much? No. Yeah, no. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
at least you question yourself. It's one thing when you make a bad decision and all your other voices are telling you, yeah, go ahead, bro, it's good. Handle
crazy
that.
people don't know they're crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy people don't know they're crazy.
Exactly.
That's how you differentiate.
Exactly.
That's how you do that.
That's real talk. It's the Known Vibe Podcast. We're moving and grooving. Like I said, this is episode 37. I think it's gonna be like. I'm very happy. I'm gonna keep
for
saying
the long
it.
haul.
Yeah, we in for the long haul. We're gonna try to make it through a year, y'all. And if y'all really feeling us and fucking with us like that, then you guys will let us know, because by the end of the year's up, if we are doing consistent and we got our consistent numbers and people tuning in, then we're gonna turn up the volume for y'all, and we're gonna try to really like step our game up production wise and everything else, because we want to make sure that we give y'all a good experience. We give y'all a you know what I'm saying, something good for your brain, something for you to think about. All that.
The squigglies in your mind.
Exactly. We're gonna try to get a new wrinkle in your brain. You feel me? If that makes sense. Does that make sense, Patty? They said more wrinkles in your brain, the more smarter you are. Is that true?
That's what I've heard.
Fuck.
More connections, more synapses.
Some of these guys out here, brain looking like a fucking bowling ball and shit, hella smooth, doing all them fucking drugs and shit. Brain hella smooth. Shit.
I hate you. Shut up.
So how you feeling about everything that's going on right now with just fucking with this corona shit? Since we're still in the pandemic and it's still going wild and crazy, and I know people are like talking about something else, but I mean, like, that with all the shit that's going on right now, I feel like corona's like light compared to all the crazy shit that's happening right now.
I don't even know. I'm just trying to go with the flow of things and trying to make the best out of every situation. I know that it's really hurting small businesses. I feel
Facts.
bad in that sort of situation.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of confusing to me how certain gatherings are allowed and others aren't, in some sort of rationale that you can catch it when you're in this setting, but you can't catch it when you're in this setting, but they're still the same. It's still like a collection of people. So how does one situation differentiate from the other? I get it. You're still trying to like have less people out in public together, but it's so new and there's so much contradicting information. You kind of just are just like, fuck it now. Fuck it. I don't even know anymore. Yeah. Just gonna wear a mask. Yeah. Do what I can do when I need to, and
I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of like the mask in public shit because it doesn't make it awkward no more. So I can walk around with a mask and be like, "Don't look at me. I want to talk to you." If I don't like small talk with people that I hardly know. So
I do like that shit because you already know. Like I dressed like the Unabomber before the coronavirus even started.
Patty looked like Sarah Connor at the end of fucking Terminator and shit. And I'm like, "Where you going?" She's out to the grocery store. I'll be back.
I love me some hoodies and some sunglasses. I love to stay touched.
But yeah, the thing about the small businesses right now, like how you were saying and shit, I feel like they're trying their best to keep it from being an all-out fucking, straight up fucking depression. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to let these small businesses live. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's so big. It's like, how can you regulate it? You don't have nothing to regulate it. You don't have no way, because like, I see shit like that, and I'm like, okay, the small businesses, who gets this, who gets that? But then I see some shit on Fox News, and they're really talking about, like, I think it was Washington or whatever, I forgot what state it was, talking about that they might determine who gets to go back first to school based on your race.
What?
Shit, I seen that. I was like, this gotta be fake, but it was on Tucker Carlson. It was one of the things he said. So if y'all do me a favor, I'm not trying to spread fake news or propaganda and shit like that or anything. So y'all go ahead and Google it on YouTube or whatever. But I seen a clip that somebody posted up, and I'm like, how does that make sense to you? Like, see, that's what I'm saying. It's unregulated. You see stuff where like they're really trying to help, and then you see other stuff where it's like, are you really trying to help, or are you trying to harm people? Like, because my stance on the coronavirus is gonna stay the same. It's like it's out there and it's doing what it do, but it's like I feel like the numbers are bloated too. I feel like for whatever reason or whatever they're doing, I feel like a lot of numbers are bogus and shit though, because there's been a lot of other counter information that proves otherwise. Like, I'm not saying it don't exist, and I'm not saying it's not out there, but like I said, we don't know. So many false positive fucking tests, and that's all you hear about is like a false positive.
What we do know is that the information that we're receiving just contradicts each other. On one channel, it will say one thing,
time too,
and then you'll literally change the channel to something else or go to another website, and it will have the exact opposite information.
That is true.
So we don't know who we can trust, and we don't know what we can believe, because like people twist things around to fit their narrative, and that's why I'm just like, I wish I could just go somewhere where I could get complete, like, unbiased information.
Yeah, like, give us the good and the bad.
Like, yeah, just like, this is what it is. This is this, and this is this. Interpret it how you want to.
Yeah, real talk.
But so that's kind of like, that's why I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, I talk to people who are in the actual medical field, and they're having to suit up, and they're seeing people sick.
Yeah, no, me too. I got a cousin that's a nurse, and she tells me it's real, and I believe her. You know what I'm saying? She's not gonna say it. And there's
some weird things going on with that too. They're kind of like, I feel like a lot of the healthcare workers are also kind of like, I feel bad for them, because some of them are like, it's so unorganized at the hospitals too. We don't know what to do either.
Yeah.
They're like, we really don't even know what to do. Like, just something as simple as PPE to like just handling the virus, and how people could not have it one day and be tested multiple times for it, and the next day they do. Like I
said, I just feel like maybe they don't know what the fuck they're doing with the test rise. Like, like they haven't really refined or developed their test. So they're probably like, okay, this test is probably 80% accurate, so let's just run with it now because this is all we got. Like,
well, in medicine, a lot of times it's not always like, there's so many different variables to us as humans biologically as well, that just because you test positive for something doesn't mean that there's a reason for causation. There's correlation, but not necessarily causation. So that's always a thing. They're like, okay, well, if you have a fever and you have a cough and you have this and that, and we detect a virus in you that we've never seen before, we're gonna assume it's coronavirus.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but
that's what I mean about the numbers.
Like, so it's weird because that's just how medicine is, and they're trying to put like this black and white sort of headline on it, and it's not. Like, and that's just what's irritating. It's like, if y'all don't know what y'all talking about, just let us know. Like, this is 80% accurate. There's a 20% chance that it's false. Like, like, you don't have to sit there and be like, it is completely contagious. Because remember, like, for example, the contagion of the virus itself. At first, it was highly contagious. Yeah. Now they're saying asymptomatic people. Now we might see that they're not contagious at all. So then what is the point in quarantining if asymptomatic people can't pass it to each other? So I don't know. Like, well, I'm just trying to be as safe as possible, and I've always kind of been a germaphobe. So like,
yeah, I feel you on that. It's like I'm the same way, and at the same time, I'm trying not to live in fear and be careful, and all points in between, because it's like,
while keeping your sanity.
Well, yeah, I mean, to the best of your ability. I mean, what the fuck can we do? I don't want to have to walk around
in a hazmat suit or feel like I have to do that or not be able to live my life.
I mean, are we that far from that, though? If you think about it?
We are, but we aren't.
We are, but we aren't. But just remember that anything in any given
it's all
time.
How you perceive it.
Yeah. And it's just all about how you conduct yourself when something like that happens.
I just missed my mouth.
Damn, that's crazy. Patty over here taking Corona baths and shit. Talking about Corona, and we drinking Corona, and she took a Corona bath. She had a cool. After talking about Corona, I cool off with a Corona. I cool off with a Corona extra.
Coronavirus.
But yeah, anyone back there? You in the back? You in the back? But what's it called? Yeah. So I mean, It's the no invite. We move like we move, and we
So
move
that's
when
how
we
I
want
feel
to.
about coronavirus. I'm
That's
trying
how I
to
feel
do the
about this
best
whole
I
fucking
can.
situation too.
I'm still trying to live my life.
Yes, me too. I'm trying to live my life the best I can. I'm trying to continue on as best I can be. But shit is getting wild. Like with the economy, and like I said, a lot of people, they said a lot of businesses, small businesses are closing down. And this not the second. This is gonna be like the second time that I've seen something like this. Because I remember in 2009, the same thing. I lost my job, or my company folded, and the whole shit. Like
Recession.
yeah, for that. So it's like it feels familiar, but it's different though too. Because we in a just different time and different age. Because there's still at the same time people that are still getting a lot of money doing certain things.
This is like, to me, like if you study just civilizations throughout history, this is nothing new. Democracies and republics have constantly had political battles, have had to deal with plagues and sicknesses. Like everybody's like, we've never been here before. We've actually been in this exact same situation with the Spanish flu, where people had to wear masks. Mm-hmm. People had to quarantine. It was a sickness that was new to everybody. People didn't know how and what to react to, and that was just within the last 100 years. That was just within the last century. So the only difference is now is that now we're all connected. Now the what happens in China, we know over here. Now what happens in Australia, they know in Greenland. So now they're like,
it's easy to get over here. Yeah.
So now we're all connected. So now when things happen, the whole world can actually know about it, instead of back in the day where there was no sort of connections, and if there was a plague in Europe, you didn't know about that in the Americas. Like, they're like, oh, we good over here. Like, it's not a whole world thing, but now since we travel and we're connected in so many different ways,
that's true.
Now the whole world can see what's happening everywhere else.
And
so
we all, not only that, but we also share in everything that happens around the world. Like now,
we're a small little planet, really.
We are. That's why the aliens need to come down here and, you know what I mean, hook us up with all the fly technology so we stop poisoning the earth. Hook us up with better, more accurate, I guess you could say, concepts of reality, you know, so that we could actually treat each other better and fucking advance.
We can do that ourselves, but
we could do that ourselves, but what is it gonna take? Like we all know that what's wrong. We all know what's fucking up the earth. We all know what's good, and a lot of times people make decisions. They're not based on what's best for humanity or themselves or even their environment or even their neighbor. They're just like, fuck you, it's me. So that's where that whole mentality first got to go away. And I, to be honest with you, I'm not sure that there's anything that we could do it for ourselves.
So that's all we can do is do it ourselves. Actually.
Yeah.
That's how it starts.
And deal with whatever happens. You know?
But maybe that's what's happening now. Since we all are connected, maybe we can start doing that.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I like the way that the world is crazy and it's always gonna be turmoil during change and there's always gonna be chaos and stuff. But I really like the way that people are starting to think. Mm-hmm. You know, like there is a lot of ignorance out there. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of bad and shit and a lot of people that are doing things for foul reasons. But for the most part, the way people's consciousness is shifting and everything like that, I think like it's cool that to see people getting more conscious and about how they treat themselves, how they treat their environment, how they treat their neighbors and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool. It's not a dorky thing, you know, to give a fuck.
I mean, look at the BLM movement. Like that's the biggest civil rights movement in history of humankind.
That's crazy.
Like the whole world. People from every part of of the world came into like that's amazing to me. Like that was like, that's big. That's beautiful. That's crazy. Like that's not. Well, maybe we have in ancient civilizations. Maybe that's why there was like pyramids in Mexico and Egypt and Australia. But
for us,
in modern history,
for
our civilizations, that seems to kind of be focused more on superficiality and things like that. And monetary gains. For me to hear that, I thought that was big.
No, that's like, dope.
Wow.
And I heard that too somewhere, and it's like that's why I said I like where the world is right now. It's like it's different. It's like we get it.
There's good and bad in every era, but damn, it's like real shit. Like what a time to be alive.
And think about it like this on some serious shit. What if the aliens were around, right? And they really were just peeping us to see how we react to shit, and
have
whether
you ever
or not
seen Jupiter Ascending?
I have.
Do you remember what that was about? How basically Earth is just a farm?
Yeah.
because they cultivate us for time, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
Just so they can live and take over yeah.
We're just made to be farmed. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, that's what the Matrix was too. That's basically the same thing. And you never know. Think about it like this. Look, is it no different than fucking how we do honeybees?
That's what I'm saying.
We allow them to exist. We control them in a sense and harness what they could produce for us. And for us, let's face
on
it.
a very more brutal level with the humans. Like,
Oh yeah, of course. But if you think about it, how
honeybees live still. Like
that's true. That's true. But I mean,
how we do cattle.
I was gonna say cattle,
pigs and
fish, and all that shit. How
chickens,
we raise.
like
It's like
how we do our food, so to speak.
Let's say that the universe
our
has a
food,
blueprint,
or-
right? And it's pretty much universal around the world, right? I mean, around the universe, right? The higher ones up on the evolutionary scale are the ones that are in control. So that technically that would be us, right? But who's to say who's higher up on the evolutionary scale from us? And like you said, what if we're the fucking farmed ones? What if we're like meant to be batteries or fucking or whatever?
So they say, God made us, so whatever theory you believe in. So God made us, right? But then there was like, okay, well, God made us, but there's a whole playing field that God is on.
Yeah. What's
What
on
is
God's
that?
level?
And who exactly?
Yeah.
God is just something of a greater scheme than you can even fathom. Like, so that, like, what?
Like, so it just gives you some perspective
It
of where
does,
you are
it
and where
does.
you lie and why it's important for you to be a good person and be good to your environment. It's like, like, what, if you thinking you're so superior that, nothing's above you, then you obviously not paying attention. You're not looking towards the sky in any way. You know what I mean?
Well, there's also that theory that human beings are actually divine beings, and that, there isn't really like no other sort of intelligent beings other than us. Like, we're like this like weird, amazing miracle in the universe.
I have no doubt that we're not weird.
Like,
that we're
that's
weird
when-
and we're amazing.
Like we are gods. Like nowhere else in like anywhere near our universe and galaxies exist any species like us. Like Earth is super perfect. And
I told you about the holographic
those sorts of
universe,
like
right?
types of theories. So I mean,
yeah, because look, that's when you say
so
that.
many different
that's another
ways
theory.
to
There's so many
explore
perceptions.
and to consider.
Yeah, and that's what that holographic universe book is about. Basically, is what it talks about. It says that basically we're vibrations, we're energy, right?
Definitely.
And once that's what's considered our soul. And once it leaves here, it goes back to the energy field in which it came from. And when you're there, this is from people speaking to people they said that they've talked to from near-death experiences and stuff. And the reoccurring theme was this. What they would say is, where you're up there, you have a choice to come back if you want to, but you will be trapped into this body. You dig what I'm saying? When you come back, it's a choice you make, and you're gonna be trapped in this body and everything.
Heard of that.
Because it's like an energy pool. They say no energy is wasted, right? So
No.
they're saying, well, our soul is part of a bigger energy pool, and
so-
we are part of a divine, like you said, like a divine being, or come from a divine place, but we choose to be in this shell. You dig what I'm saying?
No,
as far
I
as
totally.
humans.
Somebody was showing me this book, and they said the exact same thing that you're saying, and then they said that certain beings, they've completed all of their tasks in a sense, and they simply only come back to help everyone else fulfill theirs.
Yeah, because we're evolving as far as that being goes through these experiences of being.
So that's
creatures.
That's so crazy, because my friend, like,
It's like growing up for them.
yeah, exactly. And then
know?
like some beings, they're like, I want to go back because I want to show and teach everybody else.
And just help
Like,
people and be a good person.
Like they're like kind of like, in a sense, if you believe in Jesus, that's why Jesus came to earth, to save everybody in a sense. Like, so
Yeah,
it's
to-
all
to-
like connected. It's interesting.
Yeah,
like,
and it's all interpretation.
it's
I don't
crazy.
downplay no one's religion, because I feel like it's their interpretation of what
heard
they've
of
seen
that.
and witnessed, and it's been passed down to them through generations, wherever
That
it may
was funny
came
when
from.
you mentioned that, because what that reminded me of is that there was this story where they were like, if there's this piece of wood and you burn that piece of wood, does that piece of wood cease to exist?
No, because it's smoke now. It's ash.
It's changed.
Yeah.
So and then if you take that ash and you bury it into the ground, does it still cease to exist?
That's what I'm saying.
No, it doesn't. It just changed forms.
Yeah.
So
it's transformation.
Nothing ever
is waste.
Is exactly. So that's all tied together. So I was like, that
makes sense to me too. Like, and it's all balanced. That's why when things are foul and out of order, is because things is too much of one thing. You know, it has to be balanced. That's kind of like how everything was created. You know, or intended for, at least. You know what I mean? And somewhere along the line, it gets too heavy on one side or the other, right? And we're imbalanced, and it causes chaos for us because that's not what we're meant to be. You know what I mean? I've like you said, a divine person. You know, someone that's fucking, you know, all together in one. You know, like they have no doubt of what they are and what they can be and what they will be and what it is and what it's not. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I feel like we have the potential for that. Like, we are like unique in extraordinary creatures. If there is aliens and other planets, which I subscribe to that theory, like, what's the difference? It's like, what if, like, let's say my soul leaves my body, I pass away, and I go back up to where I came from, and I'm like, you know what? I want to go be a fucking reptilian now. I want to go be a fucking. I want to go be a Martian.
I want to be a star this era.
This era, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just be a fucking star for a few thousand years and then blow up and come back. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's to tell me that I can't? You know what I mean? But y'all know what it is, man. We talk about real shit around here. This is actually a conversation, I swear, that we would have if you guys weren't here with us. If you didn't have the mics, we'd be talking about this shit anyways. This is kind of weird shit we talk about. We get stoned, we fucking have a drink, and then we talk about fucking.
Half the time we're not even stoned.
Half the time
we're completely sober.
Yeah, that's true too. We just do it. But we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back at it. It's the Known by Podcast. Y'all talking about. What it do? It's your people's Blaze, and I just wanted to come through and drop this exclusive on the No Invite Podcast. It's from our new project, Mine in Half. It's called The Originals, out right now on all digital websites. Yes, soak it up. Let us know what you think. The song is called Street Lights. The Originals. Underneath them street lights. Off top.
Staring at the world through my rear view. Still holding on my steel as I veer through. Living proof of a dying breed. They'll say they live the truth, but they'll lie to breathe. We was in dire need. Loading up heaters, try not to freeze. One hand gripping the iron, applying squeeze. One slip into that fire, niggas steep. Images might hunt you and cause you to lose sleep. I used to pray, thought I was being ignored. You mention my name, they'll probably end up being a war. All I see is violence, they imprison the poor. And they wonder why our vision so poor, we need to wake up.
Underneath them street lights. Underneath them street lights. We was. Underneath them street lights. Underneath them street lights. Gotta get it checked, had to double up. Strength numbers, so you know we had to run it up. We was little guys in this big world, incarcerated at an early age, really hurt. Fuck the DA and the judge too. Buck the odds with this music till it come true. So when the law's closing in and all the lights out, blame it on the kush, I'm a product of the lifestyle. See that high-powered rifle with the long scope, they claim to be my rivals, I don't really think they won't smoke. Boulevard shit, in case you missed that. October got me paranoid where my clips at. Underneath them street lights. Underneath them street lights. We was. Underneath them street lights. Underneath them street lights. The Originals. What that mean? Authentic. Really out here. Them street lights. Bang, we in this thing. It's the No Invite Podcast on Blaze.
We're back.
And that's Patty P World. You know what I'm saying? PB and J, all that, whatever. Get busy. But we're back. We're back at it again. We're moving like we're supposed to. And we are just trying to give y'all some consistent content. I don't know if we got too fucking spacely and world out there. We turned into the Jetsons on y'all in the last segment. But I mean, that's what it is. Like,
what the fuck
you gotta
are these
remember.
tinfoil hat wearing motherfuckers
Yeah, these
talking
fucking
about?
hippies
What
and
the
shit.
Fuck?
I was like, fuck. I was like, we probably sound crazy right now. I was like, I don't give a fuck though, but I'm just saying, we've been weird. But we back.
Let's change the channel.
And we're moving like we always do. It's a new day, new ways, and all this shit like that. We got all kinds of things going on. I just want to like send a big shout out to the whole team, everybody that I've been working with, because I've been really like for this. We just dropped the project, the originals and stuff like that.
I was gonna ask you too. Like, why don't you talk about what you've been working on? Because you've been working on a few things.
Been working on a lot.
Exactly.
So we just dropped the project, the originals. We did some pre-orders with merch, bundles, t-shirts, and all kinds of stuff like that. We dropped a video for it, and we've been getting like a real lot more support. Like we've noticed. I've talked to half of them. We chopped it up a few times about it already, but we just noticed like this time around, it's like we really like getting that support and that momentum and that movement that we wanted. Yeah, that we've been looking for. Like it's starting to lock into place because, I mean, it's tough. Like we have a friend. He does podcasting now. No, he don't do podcasting. He does vlogs, right? And he's just a regular guy. I'm not gonna put him out there, but his name's the Ghetto Bassmaster. You know what I'm saying? You look him up on YouTube. But he's our folks. You know what I mean? Doughboy. He's our peoples. And he was talking to us yesterday. He goes, bro. And he goes, now I know what you guys go through when you're out here promoting your work and trying to get people to like watch your shit and listen and tune in.
Trying to get that support.
Yeah, trying to get that support. I'm like, man, it's. He goes, I be getting mad, and I was like, yeah, you can't get mad, bro. You can't take shit personal. You just gotta keep grinding, bro, and gotta give people an experience worth watching, and it's gonna pay off, man. And I feel like that's where we're getting at right now. So I'm really excited for that. But it was like a trip, and it's always, to me, it's really gratifying to see somebody like jump into something and be like, I'm really about this, and I like doing this, because he's jumping all in with his vlogging. Like he's really all in. So, and I'm happy for him, because if I'm always the type of person, if you're going to do something, do it right, and do the best of your ability. You ain't got to have $1 million, or you ain't got to have $10,000 or whatever to do this shit, but just do the best you can and always
Put your
work.
whole heart into it.
But like, he was like, now I know what you guys go through. He was like, now I know what you guys go through when you guys are posting your stuff and you want people that's like, yeah, I mean.
It's not a game.
It's not easy, besides putting all the money and the time and stuff into it. A lot of times you don't get that money back right away. And even right now.
It's work. It's actual work.
It's work. It's a job. Right now, there's not a lot of performances and shows going on. So a lot of money ain't really happening on that. You have to find other ways, with merch and different things to get people to actually put ears on your product. Because that's, in the end of the day, you got to start with your music. You got your music, and then you got to find a way to deliver it.
And I don't think you could really go wrong as long as it's something that you're genuine and, like you said, like you actually have your heart into. Things that usually go awry or that you end up finding frustrating are things that you're doing for the wrong reasons or doing something that you actually don't enjoy doing.
Yeah. You're
just doing it for the numbers or for clout or to make money or et cetera, et cetera. So I think, like, if you have the right mindset, you do what you do and know why you're doing it. Yeah. Like, you can't really fail, because if you love doing what you're doing, you didn't lose out on that time. Nah.
And that's the thing. That's what we talked about. It's like, if you want to really get paid and you want to, do something to get paid and really be good at it, you got to put your whole heart into it, and understand that it's not like going to be instant. It's not going to be instant. People pick up stuff and drop stuff so many times. It's like, if your people, your core followers are going to want to see some consistency from you before they could actually say that you're the person. And sometimes you're going to be slept on. A lot of times you're going to be slept on. Like 99% of the time, you will be slept on by people, and that's not because it's you. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's just the fact that we're creatures of habit. So in order for us to get comfortable with you, we got to see some kind of consistency. And you got to be able to reach out and touch the right people with what you're doing, your message, whatever it is you're doing.
And the market's saturated, and that's what I mean. Like, if you're just going into music just because you think that you can make some money out of it, and
it's a good look, et cetera, I want to look cool.
Exactly. And your heart's not in it, you're gonna end up being just a replica of others. And then, since the market is so saturated with everybody who's kind of the same in a sense, nobody really knows how to decipher you from others. So that's another reason why you get
face
slept
in the crowd,
on, so to speak. Exactly.
Yeah, because you follow trends, and you're subject to what you think is gonna get you money. So you're chasing after an effect, an aesthetic. You're chasing
and people,
after.
We can sense that. We're not stupid. Like
you could tell unauthentic shit.
As people in general, but humans, we're not dumb. We can sense when something's real and when something's disingenuous. Like, and that's what usually, not all the time, is what really wins and what really actually resonates with people. Is because we recognize, like, oh, that was genuine. That really came from their heart and their soul. Like, I felt that. That spoke to me, like, on a different level. So that's another reason why you get slept on, because you're not being true to that part of yourself.
Yeah,
like,
you know, and
again, we can sense that as people. Like,
you can.
Some of your favorite artists,
you can tell somebody's faking
you
the funk.
connected with. You were like, I felt when he said that line. Like, I felt it when that beat hit. Like, that was somebody's soul speaking into that. Like, we can sense that.
And people love authentic things.
Exactly.
Nobody out here talking about, look at me with the fucking Pro Wings on and shit. Like, look at me with these fucking Jordan knockoffs. They're like, people like authenticity. So we talk about it all the time. You're you. Can't nobody be you. And as long as you're yourself and you really believe in what you're doing and you're actually doing the footwork, because I know a lot of talented artists that are not, and they're not getting anywhere. And like, that's another thing that your work ethic will set you apart from other people.
As well.
That's
but
why
that's another thing that you actually are passionate about. Like, even if, like, you're not really passionate about the music, you're passionate about the grind.
And you're putting that effort, that
you're passionate about connecting with people and getting this message out there. Like,
and you put in the footwork.
That relates to people, like, oh, they working hard. I respect that. Like, some people are gonna hate. You're always gonna have good and bad, but
for the most part, because even I'll do that.
Resonates.
I'll see if I see somebody grinding and it's not really like my speed, because I like what I like, and I can't say I like all music, but what I can say is that if it's not my flow, that doesn't mean I'm gonna knock it. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of people that they're not really their artistry is not really all the way evolved yet, but their fucking grind is crazy.
Yes.
And you can't deny them, and you gotta respect that.
Exactly.
You look at them and you feel like, okay, even if it ain't my cup of tea, maybe they are at the peak of what they do, but it's just not my thing. But you can't deny their grind, like, no matter what. I feel the exact
same way. Like, I don't like that style, but man, they work their ass off, and I gotta respect that. I like that.
You have to.
I like that.
And that's being genuine, because just like people be like, keep the fake love. People keep the fake love. It's like, nah, bro, I respect what you do. I mean, I don't bump that music because it's not my style or it's not my flavor. I don't like, whatever. But you're doing your thing, man. I respect it. You got to respect people for their grind and the effort they put into it.
And as long as they have good intentions.
Of course.
Because there's another thing, like, if you working your ass off but for the wrong intentions, I don't give a fuck about that.
I feel like that comes back to you though.
Yeah.
Because you know why? You're doing it for the wrong reasons, and then let's say you first start doing it and it clicks, and you're going, but then when the other shit starts hitting you, it's like you're like, oh man, I was like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Like, just when the other part of reality, because you got to remember, the rap comes with everything. So that's why you see a lot of people having meltdowns, because they can't handle the attention and all the other shit. It's like, okay, you wanted to get money and you wanted to do this, you should have known this was coming with it. You know what I mean? Or some people can't handle the money and they're fucking it off, and they're, you know what I mean? They're killing themselves using it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes we get involved in one thing because we, like you said, for the wrong reasons. And then the rest of the reality of that thing that we get ourselves into starts hitting.
Karma doesn't have fists.
Exactly. Karma doesn't have fists. Karma might throw an elbow. It might throw a beer bottle at you. It might throw a sandwich at you.
But it'll come back to you one way or another, because karma doesn't have fists.
Exactly.
But it'll come back to you that way.
And I know you get what I'm saying though, right?
I totally agree.
So yeah, I mean, but you gotta respect the grind. I respect the whole hustle. I respect when people really are consistent. That's how I feel like with me right now though, and with Half and everything we've been doing, like, just I've been getting the reception is good. So if I haven't told people on the podcast, people that listen, because I know it's only people that I fuck with, know they've been supporting me, that you know what I mean, that listen really, and maybe some stray cats out in there just curious to see what I'm gonna say, and I welcome y'all too. It's all good. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. If you continue to support me, and you supported me before, or you continue to support me, or you don't support me no more, but you have in the past, I appreciate y'all, and I'm really grateful, because right now things are really hitting. And shout out to the whole team. Shout out Half.
We appreciate you.
Everybody,
highly grateful.
Everybody that we work with, that I've worked with, and I'm going to continue to work with. I also got a project with DJ Jigs right now that's going to go crazy. Shout out to him. Shout out to the whole Dynasty Empire. The records, the studio, everything. You name it. UD Filmz. We just shot a video the other day for
Dynasty, right?
Yeah, it's just Dynasty now. They dropped the Urban. They're like, Dynasty's better. because it's like they don't want to be
black.
Huh?
Said urban's just another way to say black.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like they don't like that. Like that's what people really perceive it as. That's not what it was perceived for us. Like everybody has different meanings. Urban just meant like from the street culture, from the inner city type
but
shit.
Like like in music labels.
Yeah, exactly. No, so when that started happening,
Tyler said that, so that's why I was like requoting it.
Yeah, and no, that's true, and it's really a thing, and it is because it's a way to also for them to pigeonhole people. Yeah, so. It's like fuck it, they rebrand it and they moving in strong, bro. Like really real talk. Dynasty. Shout out to all the artists that I work with. We did a dope ass little like mixtape type thing.
Sounded real hot.
You got the sneak preview of it. It's on all kinds of flavors. So best believe that we're going all around the world with this shit. And we just shot a video. So the team is strong, bro. They're already grinding their ass off over there at Dynasty Studios. Shout out to Yanni. Shout out DJ Jigs, Donna G, Little G. What's it called, Bodu, everybody, they're doing their thing right now, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jamar. And I think like remember how we was talking about teams and all this other shit. Again, Patty got holes in her lip and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all couldn't see what I seen. It was like slow motion, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, so that's the thing right now, Patty. The team is strong, the team is good, everybody's fucking with each other, we're all trying to get shit done, doing the best that we could do. And
that's nice. We need to be in sync with the seasons of the universe. And that's
I mean, like they say, in the midst of chaos there's opportunity. So I tip my hats off to the whole team. Jizzle, Mayor, Josiah, they over there working their ass off right now too, consistent. And that's how it should be. I feel like I congratulate that and I respect that, and those are the vibes that I give out. And you know what I mean? It's good to see they're out there and people are giving out the same vibes.
I love to see my people win.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's just awesome.
Like when you look, it's not and you look and you see them and they're like, oh, they moving too. You just like, you get motivated. You're like, yes. It's like, what the fuck? Like, so right now I'm just happy that where we are as far as in the support category. I'm happy in where we are as far as the musically and the team and the situation. Shout out to Hutch, Slap Something. He mixed and mastered the whole project, as well as produced I think like 4 tracks on the project, and he's dope. If anybody ain't fucked with him yet on some production and some beats, a lot of those beats you heard were from him, you know what I mean?
Because you worked with him for a minute.
So he on his shit, super tough. So shout out to just the whole team. Like I said, we're all working, consistently grinding. The clothing line is coming along. I got the clothing line popping right now. New drops, new hats, different t-shirts. Just trying to stay busy, trying to stay focused, trying to stay motivated. Somehow, some way, we're gonna get it. We're gonna find it. You know what I mean? So that's really the best we could do. And we're gonna continue to always do that for y'all. It's the Known by Podcast. I think we said enough.
We good?
I think we're good. I'm gonna leave you alone now, Patty. Patty's like, turn this phone. I want you to hear that at the very beginning of the recording. I'm gonna cut it off for you. I'll show you that I cut it off too, but I want you to hear it though. That shit hilarious. It's the Known by Podcast. Thank you guys. Episode 37, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I just like the second podcast in a row that I got it wrong, but I'm sure I'll have it right by the third one. We got another one coming up, but this is episode 37.
I swear by episode 100 we'll have the
yeah, we'll really be like in episode 102, but I'm like, it's episode 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we appreciate y'all. Make sure that you guys follow us at no_invite_podcast on Instagram. Go to SoundCloud and follow No Invite Podcast. You could also find us on YouTube at YouTube. It's RiBirth Media Films, RiBirth with an I, and Media Films with a Z. RiBirth Media Films. You can find us there. All the episodes. Keep tapping in. You know what I mean? We just gonna keep it live. I got a very special episode coming at y'all after this next week. Stay tuned. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be real. Thank you.
Follow the No Invite Podcast on Instagram. No_invite_podcast.